Hi again. So this topic, I'm not gonna say this week's because I'm late with it, but Valentine's Day, and dating, I think was the topic. So yeah, um, well, hmm, what to say? There's a lot to say about that, I guess, but hmm, yeah, well, just it was quite actually luckily that I didn't have time to do this. Video when I was supposed to, because right now I have more to say about it. Um, but let's try to go a bit chronologically here for me. Um, yeah, so let's start from the beginning, I guess. Being that I was for a very long time, I think, kind of asexual. Um, Equally then obviously not interested in relationships, at least not in any kind of sexual way. Light is disturbing. But yeah, so, and for a long time I also thought that I had to like girls. I never it's quite usual, I think. I'm not gonna name any numbers or statistics, but I think it's quite usual that a lot of trans guys first come out as lesbian or gay, and I never did that because, well, I never really was interested in anyone, pretty much. And when to begin with, I was so early on in knowing I was trans, so I was gonna come out as that before coming out with any sexuality of any kind, anyhow. But yeah, so um, hmm. But about the subject dating, I don't have much to say. I've never been on an actual date thus far, and I've only had one girlfriend, and that was, well, she's one of my best friends, so she wanted it to be something more, and I told her from the beginning that I'm not in love with her, nor am I infatuated with her. I was unsure about my feelings, but that was mostly because of pressure from the outside that I should feel something more. She's an awesome, fantastic friend, and I, in that sense, love her to bits, but I never wanted anything more with her, I don't think. So, yeah, that was pretty much me waiting for her to realize that I couldn't be what she wanted me to. So that wasn't as much as a relationship as it could have been, maybe, but we're still really good friends though, so everything turned out fine in that way. And yeah, overall, I might say that, maybe speaking for other people too, but at least speaking for me personally, I'm now a bit older and auntie and all these wonderful things, but, well, older ain't particularly wonderful, but wiser maybe, more myself. Sorry, um, myself maybe, but yeah, don't judge my wording or talking. It's 4:30 in the morning, I think. My creative time though, so it should be good video making time, I guess. But yeah, personally, I think I missed out a bit, on the whole teenage love thing, or the innocent relationships before sex is a factor that people expect to be a part of the relationship, I think. Yes, and as I told a friend of mine, one of my best friends, I said, or we have this thing that uh, we agree upon. This thing is that if I would have been born biologically fully male, and not just my brain, we have come to the conclusion that I would probably have been a douche, because I would have gotten everything so easily, pretty much. I mean, I can't judge for the fact of how easily I would have gotten people and relationships, but this friend of mine, she said she looked after me when I turned her head after me when I was like 14, and thought that was a really hot guy. I think a boy, maybe 14, but you know. So I think I might have had it easier in many ways, but I also wouldn't have gotten the friends, all of the queer and norm breaking friends I got, so I'm happy about them. But I mean, there's things, I mean, I can't do one night stands, pretty much. Or of course I can, but there's no nothing beyond kissing, pretty much, that I can do with somebody that doesn't know that I'm trans. And it doesn't bother me that much. It's just sometimes it feels like I'm missing out a bit, that I can't be as carefree as I would want to, and that relationships overall have to be such an extreme trust base before I can do anything. But yes, moving on. So the reason why it's better to make this video now than a little over a week ago would be that I found myself in another aspiring relationship, so to speak. This girl that is a friend of a friend, been before. I don't want to use attacked. That seems pretty rough and brutal of a word, but she sort of attacked. Yeah, she sort of. I'm not gonna pull the whole story, but she knew before. Yes, she knew I was trans, and that was what I was gonna mention before I start that story. Is that my previous girlfriend, my first and thus far only girlfriend or partner of any kind, was that she didn't know from the beginning that I was trans when we met, but she knew when we got involved with each other. Yeah, so with that out of the way, this girl who, yeah, and I was a bit confused because it all happened so fast with this other girl now, and yeah, it was a bit weird, and all of our friends were like, what the fuck, pretty much. Sorry for swearing, but pretty much that was the reaction. And she was a really good kisser. Or she probably still is a really good kisser. Not that it would have changed a lot in the last weeks or so, but more and more she got closer to me. I felt trapped, and I have this thing where most people have probably watched L Word. Shane. I'm not gonna say anything more than that, but I'm a bit not afraid, but unsure about commitment, and whenever people get too close to me, I start to pull away, pretty much. So yeah, so she got too close, obviously, but no, but I started to feel the expectations lying in the air, and like we hadn't said anything about being boyfriend and girlfriend, either one of us, but I could feel that she wanted it, and I wasn't sure I wanted to, and I got a bit annoyed and angsty about the fact that I looked so taken. Like when I met new people, I recently met a couple of new people, new persons, and the way she would grab onto me and like to prove that I'm hers, even though we hadn't even talked about it, I was like, stop closing my like other options. I might not want to be with you. So yeah, and this sounds now when I'm talking about it much more dramatic than it actually was. But overall, we kissed and fooled around a bit for a couple of weeks, something, until I finally got a hold of my feelings and what I want. And even before we started anything, I had been leaning more and more towards boys as potential partners. Also an effect, I think, of being more sure of myself and what I want, and just realizing that it doesn't have to be one or the other. It's pretty much I'm gender fluid with my partner, so to speak, but I don't care so much about the gender. But lately it's been more towards boys anyways. So I told her that yesterday or the day before, either or. Um, we spoke online though because we don't live in the same city, so it was a bit problematic to get to say it to her face to face. But I decided that sooner better than later, instead of actually doing it face to face. So we talked it over, and I just said I can't be with her. I don't. To be honest, my first girlfriend and this girl, not very alike, but both alike in the fact that neither of them are my type of girl. If you look to how they look, both pretty girls. Not saying, but not my type. I have this thing where I tend to like gay girls and straight guys, um, which is problematic being that I'm guy. So, but yeah. Anyways, that's usually my type. But yeah, this is getting long again, so I'm gonna try to ramble it fast in the end. So yeah, so I told this girl that I can't be with her, and I don't want to. I'm not interested in her in that way. She's a really nice person and a great friend, but I can't be her boyfriend, and that I pretty much want a boyfriend myself. So yeah, I'm still amazed how all the other people, all our other guys on this channel get so much into their much shorter videos, and I just say nothing in a real long time. But my throat is getting sore because I've been speaking so fast and so much, and I have to end this video. But that was it about dating. Peace.